Yeah, we're live. Hello guys. Hello. Good afternoon sa ating mga viewers. It's another episode of our COVID break. I'm Marv De Leon, host of this COVID break show and also the admin of samahangroup.org. Thanks for joining us again. So this is our fourth episode. So it means 1 month na tayo guys. So thanks for support.
Monthsary na natin.
Monthsary na. Okay. So, kamusta kayo, guys?
We're good. Yeah.
Good.
This has got to be the longest staycation I've ever had.
Nice. So, it means na I don't know kung matutuwa ba ako na madadagdagan pa yung COVID break sessions natin or not. So, but anyway, kahit wala namang lockdown, we plan to do this pa rin. Siguro, weekends na lang. Anyway, so I think we have, first we'll check with our comments to see if okay naman yung ating feed. So let's, please, sa mga nag-join sa atin ngayon, please comment hello or tell us where you're watching from so that we know if okay yung stream, walang problema, walang technical issues. And we also know where you are and we can greet you.
Yan, may shoutout.
Yeah. Oh. Hello, Michelle. Roldan, yan. Okay, so I'm Marv De Leon, and I'd like to introduce our regular guests first, and then our main guest for today. So first, yung pinakauna dumating dito sa ating StreamYard call is the founder of Home Sarap Group sa Facebook. So merong Merville, BF, etc. Since Ditas Antenor. Hi Ditas.
Hi Marvin. Hi everyone.
Thanks again for joining us. So Ditas was a guest 2 episodes ago. So you can check out sa Samahan Group for the replay of that interview of that show. And then we'll have my co-host si Mr. Shoden Abad. Hi Shoden.
Hi Marv.
So kung napapansin niyo yung previous episode, medyo may bigote pa siya. So ayun, cliche. Ano bang reason, Shoden? Baka magtaka yung mga tao, baka.
Ano kasi niya, napi-feel ko na kasi na hindi na siya bagay na kaya walang barbero, so typically sinishave ko lang siya ng left, pero branding lang.
Okay, and last but not the least is Rona Lallana of Sine de Oro. Hi Rona.
Hi everyone. Very excited for the topic today.
Yes.
Do I introduce myself again or?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so hello again for new listeners or viewers. I'm Rona from Sine de Oro. We're a production house that focuses on digital video. So everything digital video online that you see, whether it's documentary, infomercials, live stream explainers, it's what we're focusing on right now. And like last week, I could maybe share how we can incorporate video marketing into the other ways of marketing online.
Yes, and if you want to learn video marketing, we discussed that naman last week. Again, just check out yung ating videos inside the group to catch the replay of that discussion. Now, I'd like to introduce our guest for today. He's my friend. So matagal na kaming makakilala. We met at an event. And then from there, we formed our mastermind group where we shared mga tips and strategies and motivation na rin with our respective online businesses. He's known as the email marketing guru of the Philippines. O, di ba? And he's a founder of digitalsolopreneur.com. None other than Mr. Alan Ngo. Hi, Alan.
Hi, Marv. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you din. Binasa mo yung mga sinabi ko sa yung intro.
Oh.
Yeah, hi guys. Nice to meet you guys. may gwapo pala tayong kasama, no? Aside si Marv, Shoden. Parang bagong panganak eh.
Oo ba? Baby
Yeah,
face.
baby
Oo
face.
nga,
Yeah,
eh.
yeah.
Yun, ilang years na rin natin kilala si Shoden. Parang
Oo.
um, ngayon lang yata nakita natin siya talagang clean shaven.
Na walang buhok, no? Sa mukha.
Okay, so let's go back to Alan. So Alan, siguro if you can talk about how you started in email marketing and
Okay.
how you're able to use that to help grow your, in particular, your coaching business or online business, and
Sure.
how people parang you're now known as one of the best email marketers in the Philippines, diba? So please, if you can, especially to those who are new, who haven't met you yet or haven't encountered or visited your website yet. So please tell us about yourself.
Sure, sure. Thanks. Siguro, just to tell you what I do in a nutshell right now, it's basically what I do is I sell air. So basically, my specialty is to sell information products. So hindi siya tangible. So it's ebooks, online courses, membership sites. Yun yung mga in-offer ko, more of the educational side, trainings. And I use email basically to sell those courses, those products. And actually, hindi naman ako nagsimula. It's what I'm doing now. It's nothing planned, no, because like I didn't like. I would assume that everyone didn't grow up na may internet, di ba? Yung mga phone natin, yung mga rotary, may phone card pa noon. So like the idea of making money from home or having an online business, that's not even an option, di ba? That sounds so alien. So my path here was I finished accountancy in college and started in corporate. So I'm an ex-banker. Having said that, during that time, medyo na-burn out ako with the corporate life. And I also had a franchise business at the same time. And mali yung thinking ko, I guess, at that time, na parang feeling ko easy money kasi di ba franchise may system na. So I was too young at the time with my partners and both of them kind of burned us out. So nag-fail ako sa corporate, nag-fail sa entrepreneurship. So parang hindi ko na alam saan ako lulugar, no? I felt like I was going to be an educated bum later on. And yun nga, when that happened, I tried to apply to a scholarship to take a break from my quarter life crisis. And I tried to apply for a scholarship under John Gokongwei's group. Rest in peace, Sir John. And fortunately, I was accepted. So that was kind of my break. So that was a year, the program. And when I arrived back here, I'm part of the unemployed sa Philippines. And I tried to apply online for a new job. Then, syempre, habang hindi man agad-agad yan, while I was applying, I typed in the magical words, no? How to make money online. So, from there, I was led to freelancing sa Odesk. Ngayon, Upwork na siya ngayon, no? And when I did that, I was able to, like, the work was like, siguro 1/4 or 1/5 of what I was doing in the bank. But my take home was around times 4 of my net salary. So I go, this thing is legit because the first thing that came to my mind about making money online is scam, right? It's just answering surveys, getting paid, then you're gonna get ripped off. Pero legit pala siya. So after that 3.5 month project, I started working sa family business. But hindi ko matanggal yung idea of earning online because in our family business, hands-on talaga kami lahat. Monday to Saturday, we do everything. And inis ko, if gusto ko mag-retire, and if, alam mo yun, yung, another, because what was happening was, we start a business because we want to have something that will support our lifestyle. But over time, what ends up happening is, we are dedicating our life for the business na. Parang medyo nagiging baliktad na. And I was looking for a way na, meron bang path na, since nakita ko yung sa online, na maybe I can earn online, which gives me more flexibility sa time. And kumbaga, hindi naman limited yung income potential. So that's when I started blogging. Actually, I did everything. I did blogging, I did posting sa social media. I was looking for a way for me to be able to earn passively sa internet. And the first sale that I made. So siguro that was a trial period of say a year or two. Since may work naman ako, medyo hindi naman ako super focused to earn right away. I'm more exploring. My first breakthrough was when I partnered. So my first site was about Mandarin Chinese because yung scholarship, may project ka na dapat you should give back or share what you learned. And I met a guy from Canada. He has a book. I love the title of his book. Di ba may Chinese, Chinese. So his book is Chinease. So parang easy, no? Chinese. Like that's pretty smart. Then what happened was I promoted that to my audience. So may email list na ako nun. I told them that I'm gonna give away 3 copies for free, raffle off. And for those who won't win, here's the link where you can buy. So what our arrangement was, if somebody buys from that link, I will get a commission. Right? So that's how it started. So nagulat na lang ako, one day, one Sunday morning, pag gising ko, may notification na ako. Yung first sale ko was like for $8. But parang say ko, wow, parang something cellular happens when you make a sale for the first time. And doon talaga namulat isip ko, yung email pala, ito pala yung best thing. It's one of the best ways to sell because I did social media, I did blogging, and I was doing this as a side hustle. So as a side hustle, parang you want to really be picky with your time, with what you do with your time. And if I were going to look back, yung emails ang pinakamalaking ROI for me. And later on, I applied that to a different niche, the stock market naman, which is a bigger niche locally. And one thing led to another. I joined yung Truly Rich Club with brother Bo Sanchez. And I was able to place, in one contest, I was able to place second in most referrals. So per referral, may commission yun. And people were wondering, like, wala naman akong social media presence, wala naman akong, I'm not a public figure, I'm not an author, etc. How can this guy that nobody knows can refer so many sales? So that's when people started asking me what I did. And that's basically email marketing. And that's how I started creating programs. And yeah, that's how I ended up teaching this and doing client work as well.
Nice, nice. So, siguro for context ang Alan, so that people know yung kailan ba tong mga anong year to para they know kasi may vlogging, may time na vlogging was in thing and then social media. So, mga anong year nga to, Alan? Ito ba
Yeah,
yung
so siguro
15,
I
mga ganun?
started, I know, that's so much earlier pa. Siguro I came back 2010. So I started siguro yung oldest job mga 2011. So siguro a couple of years siguro before I really made my first online sales information products. Siguro that was around 2013, 2014, around those times. So yeah, puro side hustle lang at that time.
Yeah. Medyo malakas pa yung blogging, hindi pa masyadong patok yung social media unlike now. So I think tama yung mga ganong year, and that's doon tayo nag-meet, di ba, yung sa blogging award show na we were both nominated pero hindi tayo nanalo, and doon tayo nasa likod parang mga losers. Doon tayo kakilala.
Grabe naman, mga losers.
Speak for yourself, bro. Sa akin, manominate lang, winner na. Ikaw talaga.
Losers ng time na yun. Pero look at us now. So siguro ano naman at the same time you mentioned also na you already had a list, and I think yun yung magiging main question natin, parang how were you able to build that list? When you say list, sa mga viewers natin, we refer to an email list, simply a list of email addresses of your target customers or target clients. So how are you able to build that list? And for people who are watching right now, yung small business owners na they don't collect email addresses, they just have a Facebook page or a website. So how would they start collecting that or building that list?
Sure. Siguro just to give people context, kasi whenever we say email marketing, di ba, una naisip agad spam. And so siguro what we can see, no, like for now with the quarantine with COVID, di ba, what happens, basically, makakarinig mga tao is like, for example, if you sign up for Lazada or Shopee, right? And when you sign up, you have to submit your email address and you get, di ba, emails with their latest offerings, ganyan. Sa akin, basically what I do is the emails that you receive, basically those are what I write, no? However, what I sell isn't tangible products, but mga courses, more of educational. One of the ways, I guess, for you to, like for me, the way I built my list for yung Mandarin Chinese niche is I created a PDF, and it was just like 8, let me recall, that was almost 10 years ago, 8 Chinese idioms that make you sound like a local. Parang ganyan. So parang hacks siya, yung experience ko from China. So people would
Nice.
subscribe to that. People would subscribe to that. Yung parang pag sinabi mo tong idiom na to, uy, parang local lang may alam yan. Parang yun yung hack.
Parang 故意帮我拍照吗?
Oh, yeah. Can you help me take a photo? Galing ni Choden, ha? So,
Marunong ka rin mag-Chinese?
Chinese school lang dati, pero syempre nagpapanggap nga lang. Yun nga yung goal ng PDF ni Alan.
para maging, kasi parang natutuwa yung mga locals. Yeah. Kasi natutuwa yung locals pag you know those terms.
Yeah.
So, people submit their email address and in exchange for that PDF. So that's basically how I built my list initially.
And then do you remember ilan yung ganong kalaki initial list of email addresses?
For that, I'm not sure kung umabot siya ng 1,000, but medyo sizable naman kasi more of global kasi siya eh. More of global audience siya. And yeah, interesting. Madami-dami din. Like, I would say half local, half abroad yung audience na yon. And yeah, siguro, if you don't mind, I can share din why I decided to create an email list, Marv.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I would get this often, no? Why it's important why do you build an email list? Sa akin kasi, there was this experience that I had that sums it up the best. So, may one time, my wife and I were watching TV in the middle of the night, mga 9 plus na magte-10. We got a call na yung building sa tabi ng store nila nasusunog. So, nanood pa kami ng Moana noon eh. So, we had to hit pause. Takbo kami agad doon. Like, in 15 minutes, nandun na kami sa pwesto nila. So, we live in Divisoria. Luckily, wala naman nangyari sa store nila. But syempre, nakiusosyo muna kami. Then, may isa silang kakilala, dumating, all the way from Marikina. Ang negosyo niya is mga gowns. She does gowns and mga debut, kasal. So, she came from a debut. She went back. Tapos usually, I guess I'll ask you guys, sa mga hindi pa alam yung sagot. Well, why do you think that she came back? What did she want to get sa store niya? Like maybe Ditas or Ron's, if you have.
Feeling ko trick
Instinct.
question siya na.
No.
Over-analyze ko ba to?
No. Top of mind.
Top of mind. Can you, what was the question again? What do I think?
Yeah. What do you think she went back to her store, di ba? Kasi she heard there's a fire. Why did she come back to the store? What did she want to get out of the store?
The database.
The database? Files?
Yep.
A list? A ledger?
This is a very intelligent group, no? The usual answer is either cash or yung mga stock niya. Di ba, syempre, she made dresses for her clients. So what she came back for was her address book, right? Because that's where her contacts are, where her suppliers are. And you can earn back money, you can make dresses again, but that address book is your X factor. So that's what she came back. Wala sa cloud. Sa green apple na notebook.
Ito nga, may nag-comment, blue book daw, sabi ni Michelle.
Blue book. Yeah.
And crush ka daw niya, Shoden. Muntik ka na maging crush.
Ba't muntik lang? Diretso yun na. Anyway, yun. So,
Thank you. At least, muntik lang pala.
Some people really still keep the most important data. Sa ano talaga, no? Paper files lang talaga yung most important contacts. Especially for like client list, like especially confidential clients
Mhm.
or the clients wanna stay private, they still really have it in a book, no, or some sort of
Right,
Yeah.
right.
some sort of
Siguro
Yeah.
nandun yun din yung mga nagpapalista, yung mga
Mm,
receivables, kaya
definitely,
nakaka-
oo. Yeah,
baka
so
kailangan
yun yung
niya
kinuha
mag-add
niya.
ng list lahat ng may utang sa kanya. Nakasulat na.
Yeah, may utang sa kanya, and kung kanino siya may utang din, 'di ba? Sa supplier
Yeah,
niya. Kasi baka
yeah.
di siya makuha ng supplier. So that's how important the database is, 'di ba? Like kalimutan mo na lahat, yun lang yung kailangan niya. And
Right.
there's that equivalent din online, 'di ba? And for me, that would be emails, 'di ba? So why is that? Kasi I think, 'di ba, we have a question about social media and emails. I don't think it's one or the other in terms of what's better. But I guess for me, like I'm a conservative entrepreneur as well. It's important for me to have control, no? And if you think about it, like each one of us five here, we may have like different social media mix. Like some of us may be on Facebook, others are on IG, others are on Twitter, Pinterest. But there's always one thing we all have in common, di ba? Yung email address. Because that's something we all have in common. And basically, parang digital DNA natin yon. And there's a reason that these companies, social media companies, are getting our email addresses in order to create an account. Like you can even buy from Lazada, if I'm not mistaken, Lazada, Amazon, if you don't register first, because they know that the money is in the list, right? And yun nga, on top of that, you have total control of that database, right? If Mark Zuckerberg topakin, i-close yung account mo, yung Facebook group mo, yung page mo, you don't have any, you can't recover that. Like recently, I saw in the news, like London Real, one of like medyo popular siya in terms of education, etc. Yung LinkedIn account nila was shut down because of a controversial interview they did. And that was 10 years worth of data.
Yung kay
And
Bill Gates, no?
yeah, I think may interview siya kay, it was conspiracy theorists yung na-interview niya. Then yung BBC kind of like clamped down on him. Then yeah, parang may ano siya. It's a bit political, but the point is hindi mo control, right? But with the contacts, like if you have it on Mailchimp or ActiveCampaign, if maglocking Mailchimp or ActiveCampaign, just download that database and just switch to another location, and you have total control. So for me, what I advise my community as well, my audience, is always to start building your business on your own land. Then you can expand to rented properties, kumbaga, with these social media platforms to get discovered, to get to know people. But kumbaga, the core should be you should have that access to their emails and use it to communicate with them. So yeah, so that's the main reason for me to build that email list, because at the same time, di ba, even sa Facebook, even if followers mo na sila sa Facebook page mo, pag nag-post ka doon, definitely hindi 100% sa kanila makakakita ng post mo. You even have to boost your post just for them, for your fans to see your posts. So, kumbaga, if you think about it, you have to pay to talk to the audience you already have, right? Which makes, di ba? It makes kind of a weird sense. So with emails, if you have their emails, of course you can send emails to them, promote your offer, and of course whether they open or not, depende na sa kanila yun. But at least you know that it lands safely in their inbox. Because I think one of the thinking why what I noticed is that email is often regarded as an afterthought because of the negative notion with spam and what do I write to them. But when you think about it, when we think of ads, no-brainer siya sa business, di ba? If you want more sales or bigger revenue, more ads equals more sales. What most people often forget is that emails are also ads themselves, right? And what's beautiful with email is that if you pay a fixed fee, sometimes even free, like for Mailchimp, for example, you can send multiple offers without paying anything additional, diba? To your audience, to those who already said that they want to hear from you. So those are the advantages that I see. It's not one or the other in terms of what's better. Each has their own function. But if I were to start anything, I would start with something I can control. Kasi ang tingin ko sa kanya is long term eh. So I need to have something stable and yeah, something that would sustain me in the long term.
All right. Do you have follow-up question to that,
Actually,
Ditas?
ano bro, that
Mm.
Sorry, dito si
Go
Kuya. Dito muna.
Follow-up question.
Sure.
Okay, no. Back in the day kasi, when we didn't have internet yet, I think, of course, obviously, I'm the oldest here, no? Yeah. Back in the day, it was DM, direct marketing.
Mm-mm-mm.
No? You have those
Right.
paper envelopes, and I had a friend who owned a direct marketing company, and that's why I knew the answer to your question about that person who went back to her house while it was up in flames, because yun na nga, the database, yun yung gold, yun yung treasure sa negosyong,
Right.
di ba? Yeah. In fact, I'll share with you an anecdote. They set up office in a little, what do you call this? In a little apartment. And when a big time client went to visit their office, kita nila it was so talaga ang liit-liit lang. And then tinanong,
Mm-mm-mm.
where do you keep your database? Where do you keep your files? Kasi ito na diba? It's in what do you call that? External drive, diba? Where do you keep it? Ang sagot nila, in our house. They don't leave it in the office. Ganun ka-importante. Now, my question there is, fine, okay, so you have your email lists and you have probably your own secrets on how to get those lists, diba? You can't just get lists from anywhere. How do you address the issue now, no? Because I'm more into social media than email marketing, no? I'm not really a marketer. That's why I'm here panggulolo. I'm just gonna ask questions because I'm curious, no? How do you address the issue? Because, of course, you're correct. Everyone has email addresses. But now I'm looking at my email, okay? Gmail. There's spam folders, and there's, ano pa yun?
Tabs, like promotion tabs.
And social.
Promotion, social
It's automatic.
update.
Yes. I never go there. I hardly ever go there. I'm just telling you the truth, okay? I hardly go to promotions, and then whenever I do, I get, yun, andun pala lahat. And then when I go to social, of course, I don't need that because I'm in social media, diba? I'm in Facebook, and I don't need to be notified twice. But yun na nga, I need that additional step. I need that additional manual step to see all of these promotions, which I welcome naman, no? Because, may sale palang shoes sa Nordstrom. Ba't di ko nakita yun?
Yes.
No? Or, shucks, I missed the 80% off airline tickets. I missed that. So, paano yun? What should I have done so that I would see it right away? Because those sales are relevant to me. So, you as an email marketer, how do you address that?
Sure. I guess the first thing that I'd say that it's not your responsibility that to look for
Ang
it.
galing nga ni
Right?
Titas eh. Siya pa yung
Right.
naghahanap ng ano. Kasi usually it's the fault of the actual person sending the email. They could be doing something that
I wanted to see it right away in my the main folder.
Right.
Diba? Hindi. Ang nandun siya sa kabilang, is it my settings or what?
Yung one pinakamabilis na way to fix it is to make any person that you deem na you should be getting notifications from as important. And depending on the email client that you use, di ba meron doon yung ginagawa mo siyang star or ni-yellow mo siya.
The arrow on the
So
side.
it has to be me as the buyer, ganon.
As the buyer, like, meron pang magagawa.
No,
I'll
there are
explain.
some kasi there are some na I didn't know na bigla na lang lumabas doon eh.
So, kumbaga, post na siya. What you can do, so nakita mo na nandun siya sa promotions, diba? So what you can do is you can create a filter around that specific brand lang. You can say na, okay, next time that I get this specific brand, kasi ito yung fina-follow ko, I don't care about the other brands. I will make sure that they get starred or they get marked as important and they do not go to the promotions tab. So that's
Ang dami nun. shoes,
Madami gusto, madami ka gusto.
sapatos, travel. I cannot just, di ba? Or,
I think that's what
I think-
it's a relevant question. So, but in social media, let's say I'm in Facebook, I see that on the right side, di ba? Merong
Yeah.
andun yung mga ads, and that's when I see it. So, as an email marketer, do you integrate your email list with another a Facebook account? I don't, enlighten me. Ang
I think
dami ko-
maganda
Sure,
yung question. Maganda yung question ni Ditas kasi one, as a user, paano mo
How do you not get
paano
overwhelmed?
mo
Overwhelmed.
sa inbox mo
Yeah.
yung person or business na gusto mong if yung fina-follow mo, you don't want to miss the emails.
Yeah.
Secondly, as a business, a small business owner, for example, how can your emails not land on that promotions tab so that your real fans, like for example, si Ditas, hindi even if nag-subscribe siya sa'yo, hindi nami-miss yung mga important emails coming from you.
Right. So I think, I guess with a caveat that there's no like 100% guaranteed way of doing it because there are different parties involved, diba? Like as a consumer, syempre, yung job ng marketer would be to not make you jump hoops, diba? Make it as easy for you as possible to get it in your inbox. Kasi I know like when you pag-star, pag-filter, I understand that because I do that. But I assume that all my readers, subscribers won't do that. So that's the mindset that I approach this with. So for me, the way I address this, no, is firstly your offer has to be something that's very desirable. Like for example, with the lead mag that I gave, so yung 8 Chinese idioms that make you sound like a local. If that's something that people would like to get, they will look for it in their inbox. But at the same time, on my thank you page, for example, once they sign up on the thank you page, I will explicitly tell them that they have to look for the email just in case they don't receive it. And they could check their inbox or their promotions tab just in case it's not there. And even, I could even incentivize them. So if I'm gonna give them like the 8 idioms, and I could give them a second set of 8 idioms in the, say it's gonna be in your welcome email. That's gonna incentivize them to take that extra effort to look for it just in case it's not there, right? Because there's a lot of ways we can do in terms of like the technical part to make sure na to give our emails the best chance magland sa inbox. However, wala akong makitang perfect practice, no? So what I do mostly is more of psychology na, okay, if you signed up for this, I give you an extra incentive in your welcome email. If you check out the welcome email, you'll get an incentive, which gives them an extra reason to look for it, for this, whether it lands in spam or promotions. And another thing that I do, that's why I'm saying na hindi siya one or the other. One thing I do is also on the thank you page is create a backup way of communicating with them by inviting them to a Facebook group, right? So that's one way that I kind of reduce the risk, because what I can do if they join the Facebook group, I have a secondary way of communicating with them, even if say all my emails land in the spam folder or in promotions. So I could run a giveaway there, right? Run a giveaway. Hey, I'm gonna give away like say a Rosetta Stone subscription, and the instructions are in your inbox, right? And I'd say like that, like comment yes if you got it. So if people won't get it, like get my attention, then I could communicate with them that check out your inbox, your spam folder, your promotions tab. It might be there as well. So those are some of the things that you can do as well. And I think one of the biggest ways is setting the expectations, and in the sense that if you can create an irresistible offer for them, they will really like take the time and day to look for it in their inbox. So that's one of the critical parts, because if they don't like it enough, eventually they won't really look for it. And in reality, with your email list, I'd say that top 20% of them will be the really active ones who will consistently be opening your emails. So in any list, even if you have 100, 1,000, like only 20% will be really engaged. So sometimes um, it's not our number one goal to kind of get the deliverability to each and every person, but at the very least to the top 20% that will be our real fans and who will really look for in the inbox for our emails, for our promos, right? So in that sense, that's a way I kind of create an insurance for my emails to get seen, to get my message seen. And yeah, so because there's only so much you can do as an email marketer as well. But one of the best ways is to be clear with the instructions and try to incentivize them as well to get it, just to create that excitement. Because your highest open rates will usually be your welcome email, because there's their mindset, diba, is, oh, I just signed up for this freebie. I'm super excited to get it. And that's the time that you have their attention. So that's why on the thank you page, that's very critical. That's a very critical real estate to tell them what they can, how they can get it. Like you can even say, this is the subject line you should look for. This is the sender, and this is what you should do to get it. So just to avoid any confusion or miscommunication. So it's not like 100% foolproof, but those are kind of some of the best practices to increase that engagement for your audience. Having said that, it's not going to be 100%. Nobody has done it for 100%, but
Yep.
it's more of understanding that there will be a good understanding of the 80-20, that your audience, not all of them will be engaged, but at the very least, get the 20% who will really take time to read the thank you page on your good side, I guess.
Yeah. And also, guys, just to add to Coach Alan, wonderful answer. Yeah, the technical side naman of email clients, so whatever you use, if you're on Gmail or Yahoo, or if you're on your own domain, typically kasi they will also score your engagement to somebody
Right,
sending you an email. So like what
right,
Coach Alan said, that's why he's guiding you kaagad, because in the first part of the email, bago pa lang kasi yung relationship niyo, again, there was just that commitment that was made pagka-sign up niya. So excited pa siya, nag-yes pa lang siya sa'yo. Pagka-yes niya sa'yo, that's typically where email marketers like us, we get like open rates of around 60, 70, 80% if you're doing it right. So that dun pa lang sa 67%, you make sure that you avoid spammy comments. You know, you're not selling anything like something kagad na grabing promotional kagad, very conversational lang. And then you even direct them. One tip that I found one of my mentors to actually employ, si John Bro, is he asks people to reply to that specific
mhm,
email. So if you reply, your email client, whatever that is, will actually score you higher than other emails coming in. Kumbaga, uy, ito si Dita, she's actually replying to this shoe brand. Meaning, this email client will actively sort through that and iaangat niya yon sa feed mo. Right? Kasi alam niya na you're looking for that interaction kasi sumagot ka na nga eh. So that's one clear thing that you can do na pwede mong gawin. And then also, yung isa pa, like some email clients, medyo picky sila. Kasi yun nga, nag-iingat sila sa mga things like maraming masyadong fancy graphics, or yun nga, may mga picture-picture na naka HTML pa, like yung may mga sale. Di ba napansin mo sa mga sapatos, like sometimes like Zalora, let's say Zalora, di ba, will come in for perfectly well designed. May mga sale dito, link dyan, 20% off. So, makikilala kasi ng client mo yan na, okay, this is actually something for sale. So, it's going to go to the promotions tab. And alam natin na yung promotions tab is not really the spam folder yet. Pero it's where Gmail just categorizes your emails para medyo may order yung inbox mo. Pero yun nga lang, because most people don't take the time to go there, sayang yung experience. So yun nga, if you're the seller and if you're also the one interacting, mag-reply ka, mag-engage ka dun sa emails. Para on your side, your email client knows that you are actively wanting to communicate with that email parang publisher. And yung publisher naman, they will score higher sa points dun sa email client mo. So I hope that makes sense, Ditas. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to add to that, so for example, si Ditas as the user, gusto niya, ayaw niya pumunta sa promotions, she can reply parang thank you lang, ganyan, yung sa favorite store niya. So, I think yung based sa mga sagot ni Alan, and let's think about, let's say our viewers are really not familiar with the terms na email marketing terms like lead magnet, thank you page, email client. Let's put things in perspective. Let's say I'm an online seller or I have a restaurant, especially right now, yun nga yung mga experiencing zero sales because of the lockdown. Let's say yun, wala silang list, they only have a page. So we also mentioned lead magnet. So baka hindi rin nila naintindihan what lead magnet is. So siguro if you can take us through what they should, yung step by step, what they should do to start building their list.
Sure. With regard to, I guess, with the concept of an email service provider, kasi this is what I encountered. Great question, Marv, no? About, ang thinking nila is they will send one by one via Gmail yung emails. That's kind of what their idea of email marketing is.
Which
So,
is really
siguro just,
exhausting.
yeah, that's really exhausting. And ang goal natin, di ba, to like passive income and automation, you'll work more by doing that. So actually, like especially if like tangible products or mga e-com, think of it na kung nagbebenta ka, is you get an item, sell, say like the correction tape. When you sell this, hindi naman ikaw yung mismo pupunta sa bahay ng customer and give it to them, di ba? You hire like a Grab, Lalamove, Ninja Van to send it. So it's the same with our emails. Instead of you sending the actual email via Gmail, you hire parang ganun, Lalamove to send your emails. And that is what we call your email service provider. So that's the software which popular is mga MailChimp, like I use personally ActiveCampaign. So it's like sila yung courier natin. So you write one email, o ikaw na bahala. You write it in ActiveCampaign. It's like a Word document naman. They have their software. You log in, type the email, then tell them, okay, send to. So it's like sila na yung magsisend sa isa-isang bahay, sa isang email ng tao. So
GMAS
at the same
also.
time, sorry,
GMAS.
GMAS, I haven't.
Hindi
I
siya
haven't
ganun
encountered
kauso
that.
sa atin, Rons. Pero like it's parang more advisable to use the reputable software
Pero you've
because
heard-
like I said, sila yung mataas yung rank.
I
Kasi
see.
may global kasi na spam filter, which is actually, funnily enough, it's called Spam House. Tas may Spam Can Act that actively goes through all of the email service providers like what Alan said, yung mga courier, and nirarank niya rin sila. So may mga email service provider na hindi ganun kasikat and minsan hindi rin sila nakakadating sa primary inbox mo.
Okay.
Right? So it's been parang it's happened before na yun nga, pili ka na lang ng medyo reputable para you know na yung deliverability mo, which is like I said, very high on our list as email marketers, is high. So
Right.
kunyari si Alan, he's talking about
Ayun.
couriers as a metaphor. Gagamitin ni Alan mga FedEx, UPS versus yung
Yeah.
mga extra lang ng mga maliliit na mga courier. Ganyan.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was like a clarification from me lang kasi I was having a suspicion that it might be that also.
Right.
Using the wrong courier to begin with.
yeah, that's true. Kasi, like, if you imagine na de-deliver sila sa isang village, gated village, syempre kung FedEx yung uniform or DHL, okay, mas mabilis makapasok kaysa yung unknown, di ba? Or even as you personally, syempre di ka nila kilala. You're gonna have a hard time getting in. It's the same with your inbox, with your emails, no? That's why maganda yung sabi ni Sheldon about the reputation of these companies because it plays a matter if you're gonna land in the inbox as well. And even within the company, like for example, MailChimp, within that company, may levels din sila. This is what I knew from talking with customer support. Within them, syempre as a company, they want to protect their own reputation. And if they notice that yung email mo, walang nagre-reply or walang nagkiklik ng link, they will downgrade you to another server na mas mahirap makapasok sa inbox because they want to preserve all their best senders sa best server nila. That's why yung nabanggit ni Shoden about making them reply, because who are you gonna reply to, di ba? These are friends, family. And if they reply to your email, kumbaga, nandun ka na sa level na, uy, family pala to, kumbaga. So that's why your reputation will be higher. So the deliverability will be better, will be more efficient. So yun yung tool natin for delivering the email. So hindi siya isa-isa mano-mano na pag-send. So having said that, what we say with the lead magnet naman, this is what we offer in exchange for their email address. Kasi, syempre, meron naman sign up to a newsletter, right? But if you think about it, when people wake up, what they worry about is, ay, may additional 1,000 pesos sa Meralco ko kasi ang init na ngayon, lagi naka-open yung aircon. Para yung mga problema nila ang iniisip nila, di ba? So, nobody ever wakes up to say that, wow, golly, I want to sign up to an email list today, right? So parang that never happens, di ba? And it's our job to understand ano ba yung issue nila sa utak nila and create an offer that would address that. That's why they want to join. So for example, in my market, dun sa Mandarin Chinese niche, these are people who wants to learn Mandarin as a second language, di ba? So they wake up, so I guess mga classmates ko doon when I was studying, that's what they want to do. Okay, what's my lesson today? How do I improve my language? So if they see that offer, that lead magnet, ito yung PDF ko, 8 Chinese idioms that make you sound like a local, that enters the conversation already in their mind. And okay, that's what I want to get. And as a byproduct, I'll be part of the newsletter. Especially now, it's important to say that they're going to be part of the newsletter as well, not just the lead magnet, no? So that's basically yung idea natin. It's if we break down the name lead magnet, diba? We're getting leads for our offer, and the magnet is basically the offer that would pull them in. So instead of, oy, sali kayo sa email list ko, which nobody really likes, diba? It's a bother. But if you offer them something that they want, diba? It's a fair exchange. My email address for this thing that I really want. So yun basically yung lead magnet. So if you're a bake shop or restaurant owner, you want, what often happens is, especially with tangible stuff, it's often a coupon, like a discount coupon that you would exchange for their email address. And like I would see this like minsan sa Adidas or mga e-com stores, like on your first purchase for Adidas, kumare 10% off. So that's going to be, if it's a 4,000 pair of sneaker, they're basically paying you 400 pesos to get on their list. And no smart businessman would do that, right? Unless they know that they can make back more because of your email address. Right, so if you do that you can get them on your list, and you can send out emails. Okay, for this week, COVID quarantine week number 5, ito yung menu natin, right? There's a way for you to communicate with them on top of social, diba? Because I guess the advantage of email versus social in the sense that you kind of have a better control of the narrative with regards to email, because you can sequence the email properly and send them at appropriate times. Now with social, of course you can do that, but at the same time, ang currency kasi with social, diba? The latest news. So pwedeng matabunan yung content mo. So it's always good to like combine the two to get maximum reach. So for somebody, I guess in this time, yun nga, you can get that database, inform them of ano ba yung offer mo ngayon. Like nakikita ko, even for us, when we try to order frozen food, people do use Viber, o ito yung mga natitira nating stocks, di ba? And that's something that you could use as well for, pero yun, mano-mano. Somebody has to monitor yung Viber to announce it, to answer all the inquiry. But with email, di ba, you could supplement that with email. So you could send it to them, right? Give them your sale, give them your offer, and kung ano yung mga activities mo na maybe may campaigns ka, right? You can use that to supplement your income as well. And because yun nga, emails are also a way of advertising, right? And people tend to, when I tend to send longer emails because I use a lot of stories. And you could include that as well. Hindi lang siya poster of your food, right? Bakit Mediterranean yung inspiration ko ngayon, yung menu ko ngayon? You could give a story behind it, because especially at this time, this period, marami nag-offer din ng food, di ba? So they can see you as a commodity by including a story behind it, right? Why this? Ano yung process na paggawa namin nito? Um, we have people na, for example, even just talking about the process na lahat ng tao namin in-house, right? Hindi sila lumalabas. So it's our food is clean. Like even just explaining your process makes you stand out compared, kahit same lang yung food na ino-offer niya. Uy, ito sure ako malinis. Nakita ko yung warehouse nila, nakita ko yung kitchen nila. You can share that in your email as well to give a story, to make it para hindi ma-commoditize yung offer mo. So those are some of the ideas that you could use as well for your brand, for your product at this time.
I have a question. May I?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Now that we have these lockdowns, no, left and right.
Mhm.
Okay. For example, I'm an owner. You mentioned earlier, I'm an owner of a bake shop. Okay. Or I want to sell food, no, and I considering that everyone's on lockdown and people cannot go out, and after having seen this our show right now, no, okay, what's the first thing that I should do? I want to go into email marketing. You've
Okay.
convinced me. Fine. Okay. What's
Yeah.
the first? No, assume. I'm not saying assuming. Kasi that's my problem right now. Let's say I'm sure we have viewers now. I used to own. Let's say I used to own, or I own a bake shop.
Right.
I also, aside from the bake shop, I also have baking supplies. Ganyan. But sarado na. Okay, we don't know. Well, they say lockdown's gonna end April 30, but we don't know. It can be extended, and people are still not they're wary of still going out like how it was normally before. Now, after having seen this show nga, what should I do first?
Right.
Should
So
I call you, Alan, or where do I start? Where do I get
Well-
email addresses? Where?
right. So for me, if you have the lowest hanging fruit would be if you have existing audience already, right? You can invite them to your email list by giving them an incentive. So if you have a Facebook page, if you have a
I have
Facebook
to
group,
have a Facebook page.
no, I'm just saying that for lowest hanging fruit.
Yes,
like,
it's the lowest hanging fruit.
I-
Assuming I don't have anything. But I think everyone naman
Zero.
has yata a Facebook page na, no? That should be the first thing that I should do. I come up first with the Facebook page.
well, the Facebook page is just an example. What my bigger point is, if you already have your existing audience, whether it's a
Yes.
contact on your phone or your address book, wherever it is,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
invite them first, right? Especially customers, right? The number one thing is customers, because customers are like at least 10 times more valuable than a prospect. So if you have a customer list, they're the ones you want to invite first in your email list. So by simply inviting them or even giving them an incentive, that's the number one thing I would do if I already have a business, right? So of course the next thing would be if I have fans, if I have following elsewhere, maybe they're not customers yet, I would give them an incentive as well. It could be the same incentive, or of course the best incentive would be for your customers. Then give an incentive if you have a Facebook page, post like a campaign, like get a free loaf or get this exclusive flavor of
Eco bag or something. A
right,
free
eco bag
bag,
or something.
bag.
Yeah.
Because that's what I got.
So ideally it's something that would get more sales. So for example,
Right.
if you have a special flavor, right,
Yeah.
get them to try it out so that if they get hooked with it, they would order more.
Okay.
I would eco bag is nice as well, but at the same time, I guess if it has your branding, that's fine as well.
Yes, yes,
I would right, but my thinking is that I would rather give an incentive that would qualify my audience, meaning an eco bag would be attractive to a lot of people, but like your special bread would be attractive to people who like bread, right? So, and those are the type of people that you want to attract. So, like anyone could give out a free cell phone, but it would attract different kinds of people, not necessarily the ones that you like, right? You're attracting
Okay.
people who like cell phones. So, so that's kind of just it's a way to
Yeah, yeah.
attract, but at the same time to repel people. So that's two ways to think of lead magnets. So that's what I would do as well next. And also, once you have these on your list, maybe you could even incentivize them to share, so that you don't have to labor everything. Don't have to do all the heavy lifting. Like you could create a I incentivize you, like if you share, like there are tools like, for example, goviral.com. That's a free tool that I even use that. Like if they subscribe to my list, so for example, if you give them a 20% discount, they subscribe, then on the thank you page, you could incentivize them with another 10% discount coupon if they share your page, right? You share a URL of yours. So you're kind of leveraging your existing audience to promote for you. So
Mm-hmm.
those are some of the things I will do. And if you have the budget, of course, you can advertise everything, and that will help you out. But if you, those are the initial things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have free time, like what I did for my audience when the lockdown happened, I'm not sure when that was, but I think it was the first week. Like I have a membership site, and I would call each and every one of them just to check out how they're doing. Right? If I
Call,
can,
as in phone call.
right, just literally phone call, or what I did was, since they're part of my Facebook group, I would call them on Messenger. If they didn't answer, I would just leave them a voice message. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessarily something that you sell, but it's something that basically you don't disappear because there's
Yeah,
this
yeah. You have
quarantine,
a,
right?
you're sustaining the relationship. In
Sustaining
other
the
words,
relationship, right?
yeah.
Because email is a long-term game, right? And it's something
Yeah.
that we build the relationship for the lifetime value. And just being a decent human makes you stand out because not everybody will do that. So those are the things that I guess to start off, those are the
Yeah.
things that I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on, see how that the response of that is, and maybe I could consider advertising, or maybe even think of
Advertising
other.
where, Alan? Sorry, advertising where?
It really depends on where
I'm
your market
thinking
is.
this is just a case study.
Sure.
I'm a bake shop owner, no? Where do I advertise?
Gusto ko yung mga case study ni Ditas eh.
Oo
Very
nga.
very actionable.
Yeah. Can I
Lalo pa sa
answer
COVID.
first before, can I add something then, before we go into advertising? Let's say you have, ano talaga, you don't have a list, you
Yeah.
don't have their email addresses. I would suggest, tapos wala kayong page,
Mm-hmm.
what you can do is use your own personal Facebook profile. Because for sure, right now, you're on Facebook and you have hundreds of friends. So you
Okay.
can start with that. Diyan mo i-distribute yung lead magnet mo. Or let's say you wala kang email addresses but you have their mobile numbers, then
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can create a Viber group,
Yeah.
or ang ginawa ni Alan, one by one, message them on Viber or Messenger, and then share that lead magnets. Parang you can whatever yung lead magnet na yun, just share it with them kasi that's how you slowly build, kasi baka people will be discouraged na wala akong list, I only have
Yeah.
10 email addresses or zero
Yeah.
nga tapos, so but what you have right now, yung network mo, which is your friends, so you have
Mm-hmm.
it's,
Yeah.
it's on
Let's start.
Facebook, tapos
You can
it's
start
on
there.
your mobile phone, so you can start from there. That's literally what I did for this group. So I started posting on my wall about yung mga tips about for small businesses or about this lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, slowly we have 155 members in our group. So in a way, yeah, again, I started from zero. So that's another thing that I would suggest people can do if kung wala pa silang list. About ads, advertising, Shoden?
Ayun, so yun nga, if you're first of all, syempre local business, so you're in a geo physically locked area na nandun
Mm-hmm.
yung bakery, nandun yung
Yeah.
bake shop mo. So one of the best solutions for that and one of the easiest to set up is typically syempre si Facebook kasi meron siyang location targeting where you can deploy only your ads to a specific location in, let's say, siniset niya in miles or kilometers away from where you are. So if you set your business in a specific address, pwede mong dun i-focus yung ad na budget mo. Pero with regards nga, like yung sabi nga nila Alan kanina and nila Marv, na you can really start out with social muna, leverage what your lists already exist right now, and then get them through your own current authority and your own current obvious expertise dyan sa niche na yan to slowly sign up to your list, or like what Alan said, like mag-incentivize ka. So even right now, like whenever like for example, ang maraming problema ng mga bakery ngayon is that hindi alam ng mga tao na bukas sila. Hindi nila alam na serve na pala sila. So one thing is ito action about the guys. So if meron kayong bakery or any local business, you can set up your Google listings. Set up niyo yung Google listings niyo. And the reason why is that people are actually searching like bakeries near me na open. May ganun kasi, like if you type bakery, like right now sa browser mo, type mo bakery, lalabas 'di ba yung may map na may malapit na bakery sa'yo? Makita mo dyan, like may mga bakery dyan, tapos lalabas like, 'di ba, nakalagay hours open, 'di ba? So just by doing that, that's an actionable step. Do that, set up your listing, and put in your opening hours. And then you can also put a note dun sa actual na description yun na we are open to serve you during COVID season, and you can contact us here. Pwedeng email address, pwedeng phone number, whatever that you can do, whatever you must do to make sure na you can connect to them. So that, use the power of search, use the power of your social network. So yun, the Google listing is one thing, and then update your opening hours. And then if you want to connect to them, like really message them, pwede ka rin dun sa Facebook page mo, you can use the free version of what yung messenger nila. So may mga ways, it's medyo advanced na, pero yun nga, set up mo muna yung listing so that at least people can discover you, and then when they do show up sa door mo, lagyan mo na doon sa mga labeling mo or sa mga packaging mo na meron po kaming email na you can sign up here, and you'll find out kung meron kaming bagong luto. Kasi syempre parang hindi masayang yung like you can say na the next batch, i-hype mo rin yung scarcity kasi syempre may scarcity eh. The next batch of our world famous malunggay pandesal is coming in 3 hours. Put your orders in now para i-save na namin para sa inyo. I know people who are doing this with milk tea right now.
Yeah.
Like, kasi di ba may mga craving yung mga tao. They're actually making the milk tea sa bahay nila and deliver nila sa labas. Di ba?
Okay.
So pwede.
Another question. Or let's say,
Okay, go.
same let's
Okay.
Game.
let's focus on that bakery, no? That
Feeling ko may bakery kang tinatago dyan.
Malunggay bakery.
imagine
Malunggay
that's the first thing that came to my mind. Okay, ang may-ari is a tita like me. Okay? Tita na walang alam dyan sa mga ganyan-ganyan, no? Na email. Is there someone I can call to do it for me? Is it someone like you, Alan? Or like you, Marv? Do you offer services for this?
Yun.
Yun yung pinaka-shortcut, shortcut method. Let's call help.
Diba?
Ako kasi, I don't typically offer this.
Pero I don't want to be
Pero I've
bothered by this yung sinasabi mong Google listing, blah, 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 blah.
May guide tayo. So, there are three ways. May guide, like, meron actually akong link, like, people can do DIY para wala na siyang bayad. Or, pag ipapaset up mo siya, like, I find myself yun nga, kasi I'm a video guy, pero what's working for me right now, like, in our past meetings is, when I happen to help other people build their brands and businesses, typically, bumabalik sila sa akin para magpagawa ng video. Alam mo yun, parang astig lang eh. So, parang dumadami yung mga ganyang mga tulad sa'yo na nagpapatulong sa business setup.
So you're the type of, you're the people that I should call, assuming I'm a business owner, Ganon.
Yeah,
Kasi I don't want to be
not typically, pero I can help you. Kumbaga, hindi ako nag-represent na this is my business model. Pero I can help naman.
No. I want a professional, So that, yung babayaran ko. Kasi yung pakiusap, hindi.
I would suggest,
I'm a business owner di ba?
Yeah.
I just need someone to set it up. Who do I call?
So, ganito lang. I would suggest, there's a platform, yung actually, si Fitz, he talked about this, yung session natin 2 weeks ago, 199 jobs. So people they're offering their services for minimum of 199 pesos. Usually it's digital services like marketing, graphics, etc. They're also so it's local, it's owned by Fitz and its co-founders. Meron
Mhm.
ding um, global na what they call Fiverr. So yun naman for $5, they can have somebody do something for you. And then there's Upwork and freelancer.com. So yun yung let's say hindi through us, yun yung mga marketplaces that they can go to for help. And ano naman yan, it's like Lazada na you can see if kung maganda yung ratings ng tao, most likely they will do a great job for you. But kung kunyari sila yung mga tita na ayaw dumaan doon, then they can probably join this group. That's the reason we formed this group kasi we're a team of a group of freelancers who want to help small business owners. So
Alright.
encourage them to join here and then post ano ba yung kailangan nila, and or they can message me and then I can point them to the right direction kasi we belong to kami nila Shoden, Alan, we belong to a community of freelancers na we can vet yung mga people who can help them. So yeah, two things. Yeah, they can post here, they can join this group, or yung marketplaces na sinabi natin, and we can share the links to those marketplaces.
Okay.
That
Yun nga eh. Kasi if you can identify a group of people talaga in bulk, we can find the people to help you. Kasi like ito, like alam ko, like marami na kasi nagtanong sa akin na kaya ako na-suggest yung set up your listing, set up your map. Kasi literally, people will use their phone, like just look for bakery, and if you do it now, mapapopulate talaga yung malapit. And if it tells you na 200 meters away may bakery palang bukas, edi pupuntahan mo yun kahit hindi mo sila kilala. So yun, like if you can find, like we can maybe para na rin may activity tayo Alan dito na like we can even help Ditas to even like siya mismo dun sa hindi niya bakery tapos ano yan na natin i-show natin how it really works kasi there's this misconception that email will not work for local businesses. There is that kasi syempre dati pre-COVID, people were actually fine. Some businesses were able to survive and even thrive with their local community of loyal patrons, lalo na pag masarap naman yung pagkain, masarap yung bread. It's not, parang they don't need to really go out so much kasi maganda na rin yung business. Pero because of COVID and because of the absence of the ability to make money, those businesses are thinking long and hard. Why have they not gone online dati pa? Why have they not built their audiences dati pa when they could have had hundreds of the same community members buying from them, learning about their products or learning about their promos through the same, and even just parang tiny bit of extra effort lang. Like literally nagfe-Facebook naman na sila, pwede naman sila mag-post. Bakit hindi nila ginagawa for their bakery, di ba? So you know, that small change, a lot of businesses are looking for that now. Like, oh my God, kailangan ko na talaga itong gawin. So, if you can find pwede natin ipapunta kay Fitz, like, let's form somebody to actually like focus on those kinds of businesses. And then maybe we can even help like you or your friends set up those email lists. Like Alan is always preaching to us. Kasi si Alan, mentor ko rin yan. Like, he's one of the biggest reasons why ako, even if I'm a filmmaker, I'm sort of COVID-free. Like, hindi ako masyadong affected ng COVID because I can engage with people in my list, right? That's one of the super things I'm thankful for. Like, kaya excited ako na nandito si Alan kasi hindi niya na to pinapansin pero nagpa-fanboy pa rin ako sa kanya. Like, isa yan. So yan, Ditas, I sent you a PM. So let's see if we can do something about this. Kasi sayang din eh. We can talk about this all day, pero we can set it up like it's really fast. Ganun lang siya.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, Alan. I'm just curious. Last question. I'm just curious,
Sure.
Alan. How did this COVID crisis, this lockdown, affect you? Did kasi I know that like Netflix, Amazon, Lazada, everything went up because everyone's at home, diba? In fact, the others, yung iba nga mabait, they canceled the subscriptions for book. Yung mga, kasi I subscribe to those things yung mga New York Times, New Yorker, mga book, literary, ganyan. Canceled na muna, temporarily canceled. I'm just curious. I'm sure there was a peak in your email marketing siguro because people are glued to their laptops and mobiles, diba?
Right. I guess with regard to the subscription, because I also have a subscription. Basically, parang Netflix na pang email marketing lang. And that's what I actually reach out for people. When I call them, it's one of the things that I ask if they need help, assistance with their subscription, if they want it paused or something. And so far, at that time, wala naman. However, of course, when it came to renewal, because of the time right now, there were some who didn't renew, no? Having said that, last week lang, I was talking to Marv. Actually, kaya ako hindi naka-join sa call last week was because I was having my launch to an online challenge. So it's like, we were talking about this building. So that challenge was for 14 days on how to build your email list, a list of 100 people in 14 days. And I just released that to like a small list, like of around 300 and 400, 3 to 400 people. And it was actually the best conversion I had. Like I got around 180 plus people to join that program from like
Wow.
medyo mataas yung conversion nun. Because these are waiting list na to, mga nasa waiting list, no? And we were able to raise like almost 30,000 for donations at PPE. And kumbaga, from my experience,
30,000.
30,000 plus, ganon.
33.
And it was a little, and binabaan ko yung price siya in the sense that I was considerate of like the situation right now. But I was pretty surprised with the conversion. My target was 100 and feeling ko medyo suntok sa buwan na yon. And a lot of people, to your point, no, about being at home and parang ready to consume, I think that played a factor as well with the conversion because they do have time to go through the challenge to implement the lessons. And so far, today is like, what day is today? Wednesday. We're 3 days into the challenge and the engagement is pretty good. When we did a webinar, so 180 plus people, usually the webinar attendance rate would be say 20-30% is pretty good. We had 150 of the 180 people to attend live and attend like an hour 15-minute webinar that almost everyone, I think 78% went until the end. So there is always opportunity in this situation, and I think, to be honest, during the quarantine, mas pagod pa talaga ako.
Diba?
I'm like 2 times more busy during the quarantine than I was before. And yeah, and it hopefully I can bring more results for these people. And to your question about who you can reach out to do this, I do have quite a number of like students and myself as well. Do this as well for yung mga email, so you could reach out to me as well. And I could make referrals, especially particularly for your whatever business you want. I can hook you up as well. I can link you to people who would be interested. And yeah, I guess that's how it affected me. I guess personally, from my point of view, I'm not saying like macro level ito yung nangyari. But yeah, in my world, in Choden's world, in Marv's, I think yun yung nangyayari.
Ayun. Tapos,
Right. Kudos
dito
to you.
yung ano eh. Sorry, Marv, go ahead.
Okay lang, go ahead.
Ay,
I
sorry.
was about to say
Ayun.
na, sorry. Kudos to Alan for yung having that yung charity aspect and giving to our is that for frontliners?
Yeah,
PPE,
PPE for frontliners, yeah.
Astig
Sorry,
niya, bro,
Jordan.
kasi member ako dun sa, I just want to add kanina na, andun din ako sa, ano ni Alan na yun. And even if, like I said, actually, pretty much parang binibili ko na lang yung in-offer ni Alan na mga kung ano-ano mang out there na products kasi I'm also in one of his other masterminds. Pero yun nga, that really separates people kasi like, even in a business where it's pretty much project-based, like a freelance filmmaker, yung mga gig na ganon, it really helps if you have that contact list. So, yun nga, like what Charlene is experiencing right now, Charlene says that she's thankful ng slight kasi daw, she's getting more orders from her cakes, pastries, and bread. Wala din daw siyang masyadong kalaban sa malalaking bake shops. Tapos, she would love to use email list in building her small business as well. So, yan. So, yeah,
Galing.
yung goal kasi natin dito sa Samahan is to actually help businesses, not just these Facebook Lives. So, we want to see some traction then, and we want to see some impact. So, yan, si Charlene. Charlene, meron ka na bang list that you're starting with, or mag-start ka pa lang from scratch? So, let's ask some of our audience members. Alam ko na, Marv, medyo lagpas na tayo, pero astig kasi hindi talaga kulang talaga yung 1 hour kay Alan, no?
Yung, we have
Kulang.
15 minutes, ano naman more. Siguro if they can just type in their questions, and then we'll answer and towards the end. We'll give them siguro 5 minutes to answer. I think parang i-close na natin for the email marketing part, kasi Alan talked about building your list and sending that welcome email. And si Rona has a question earlier, yung sinare niya sa group natin, na she tried sending an email, pero low yung response na nakuha niya, and she's kind enough to share with us yung copy na, di ba? Okay lang naman, Rona.
Oh my
And
God.
siguro Alan can. So,
Well,
yun na. So, may list ka na. How do you talk to your potential clients or your existing clients?
Marv,
So let's
maybe
share this.
I can give more context to what this is, what I'm writing so far. Hello?
Sure.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so we started email marketing, or I started to take it seriously early on this year. And admittedly, it really has definitely been a struggle, like all of the technical aspects, the structure. And then this is about to be sent pala. So from our last session last week, I wanted to send a new email. Not just email, I wanted to do a Facebook post and a blog post as well. And this is all still very new. Our
Okay.
website is just about to have a blog section. Kasi na-inspired din ako last week in terms of sharing information na hindi naman din lahat makakanood ng live stream. Some people would prefer just reading the content through a blog post, or maybe just reading it through their email. So for me, for example, what I'm trying to figure out is, how do I differentiate what should be the adjustment of the way that I write in email compared to the way that I should write for social media, compared to the way that I should write for a blog post. Kasi for me, that's what I find very confusing.
Right.
Especially when, for example, sa email list namin, there's two categories there. There's two lists technically. There's one na kilala na kami kasi old clients namin sila. And then the new list of people that we're just about to introduce ourselves to. So, ayoko naman din mapagod na per person. Alam mo yun, meron akong super customized. Hi, uy, kamusta ka na? Ganito
Right.
ganyan.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely very draining siya. Pero at the same time, of course, I want it to be, as specific as possible, as personal as possible. I wanna make sure that they keep on reading. And then more or less, the goal of this throughout those three methods, the three platforms, social media, blog, and email, is I really want to have an appointment with them, or I want them to, be free to talk to me and have a consultation with me. So just to clarify again, like Shoden, I'm also more of a video person. So storytelling wise, mas familiar ako doon in terms of structure. So hirap na hirap talaga ako in terms of email, na parang okay, paano ko ba to, how do I make them reply, How do I make sure that they actually open it sa subject head pa lang or sa intro pa lang? Parang lost ako sa, okay, meron akong skills na storytelling pero video, tapos parang I don't know why it's so scary to do it in email. Like it's even scarier. Like for me, like how do people actually manage to have their emails opened So there. So this
Right.
is what I have.
Sobrang
So
astig na question.
Ganda ng question ito. Mukhang abot ba kaya hanggang alas 7?
Alas 7 tayo nito. Alas 7.
So anyway, kasi yun naman talaga, I feel like that's the struggle of any marketing person or any person trying to do their own marketing for their own business, right? Na parang, what's a beginner's formula, kumbaga, or
Right.
what's a beginner's structure? If we
Right.
want the end goal to be, they're gonna reply or they're gonna keep in touch with us or call us, especially with this time. So, pakita ko lang, no, this is how I started it so far. I shared a bit, shared a bit about what's happening, about how we can take the opportunity right now since people are at home to use video marketing. I shared some reasons why video marketing is good for small businesses, and then maybe going into their heads what they could be possibly thinking about, and then basically offering them like, okay, if you book a consultation with us, you'll get all these free things. So,
Right.
yun naman siya. There's a second page there. Parang, pero konti na lang yung second page yan. Ano na lang yun parang come on message na lang yun. Parang, yeah, call me, please.
Familiar nga yung copy.
Yeah.
Reply, please.
Familiar
Yeah.
yung copy.
So, ganun
Survive
siya.
and-
Pero, kagaya na
Right.
sinabi ni Marv kanina, na-impression siya na blog post yung dating neto. So, yun lang
Mhm.
naman. Parang, okay, so kung blog post siya, paano ko siya magawing email-friendly or dapat ba social media post na lang something like this? So,
Right.
kailangan ko ng emojis, kailangan ko ba ng photos, na naman. Oh, sorry, ang haba ng
Yeah.
context.
No,
Pero
no, no.
isang
It's good.
isang bagsakan na eh. Sige,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sige. So first, siguro let me address yung difference ng like social media, website, blog posts, and email objectives. So what I noticed siguro like with email, it's great to deepen the relationship, but it's bad for presence, for shareability. No, it's a great way to like for us. If you're on my email list, it's easy for me to deepen the relationship by storytelling, by sharing updates. But it's hard for other people to see that because it's in an email. It's a very intimate way of communication. What I'd say nga is it's a good balance between presence and privacy because you don't necessarily have to show your face out there, no? Ang advantage for social media and website is it's for me it's a lot the greatest advantage is shareability and authority because I guess fan ako ng mga blog posts ng copyhacker.com because with their blog posts, I could share the links to you guys, is parang pag nagbasa kang blog post sila, there's a lot of proof, a lot of samples, a lot of templates that workable siya. Hindi lang siya pure knowledge. And after you read their blog post, parang may mga blog posts na pagkabasa ko, parang feeling ko ibang tao na ako because of the insights that I got. And it built their authority. That made me want to read their emails more. Parang ganun. So it's great for people who don't know you because with your blog posts, you can actually drive traffic there. And once people read your blog posts, I want to find out what they have. And usually with the blog post, there's always an option for you to sign up for a freebie. So for example, they have a blog post about a case study on how they use cold emails to book clients. And they will give you the templates if you subscribe to their email list, right? So there's a logical sense there. So that's for me, that's the value of your blog posts. And you could use social media to promote, of course, these blog posts and even share the actual content of the blog post in your social media. Yung mga long form social media posts, those get attention as well and drive them to your email list. So for me, email list is my world, it's my hub. Then social media for me is to get more people in. Like this interview, it's an exposure as well for people who are not aware of email marketing. So I told Marv like this is my third StreamYard call this week. It's because it's seen on social media. It's good for awareness. It's good for people to get to know me, to what I do. Whether they reject me or accept me, that's their own. But my point is I'm out there, right? So that's a great tool, the social media, to get seen, to get more exposure. And with regard to the email per se, I think you have what it takes because you're in the video, the storytelling. And I think it's just there's the stigma in email what to write, but I think innately you know what it is. So for example, some of the things that I would seeing your like it's a bit small, no, but we could talk after the call. But something that you could use with especially because what we do with email is they already opted in to our list. So it's not cold email anymore, right? So if
I
we're
am
gonna send this to our email list, you could play around with it. So you can start off with so you're video marketers. You're probably familiar with how to get away with murder. That
Mhm.
TV series.
serious.
Diba? Do you
Yeah,
know how they open it every time? Like
with the
it's
ending.
always it's always climax. Then they would go back right to fill the gaps. So you can even do that with your emails to hook them in, right?
Mm.
So some of the things that you can start off it's like bam sound effects or dialogue that would intrigue them, right? So in this case, like if you're talking about video marketing, you could start off with a case study, right? A case study
Mm.
of somebody na parang rags to riches story, for example. Like this guy, he had no experience with video, no camera, but 3 weeks later, he has 10 million subscribers, blah blah blah. What did he do? So para mahuhook ka na to read the rest of the email, and the rest of the email could be talking about the principles that he applied, and even your call to action. You could even say you can study all this, or you can say that all business are different. His business apply these principles, but everyone's business is different. And basically, what you say that let's find out what it is for you. What's the combination for you? So you could ask them to book a call with you and add an element of scarcity, right? So I have 3 slots available for this week, right?
Mm.
It's so we got like last email we got 10 call, we booked 10 calls. So I'm assuming that this will go pretty fast. So click
Mm.
here, book your call in Calendly, blah blah blah, right? So that could be a way for you to. It's basically implementing your storytelling, but making it more entertaining in a way, and not basically the biggest idea is show don't tell, because I think with what I'm reading right now, it's a lot of telling what you need or what it is. But if you can demonstrate that, include proof, show a case study, or that will make it a more entertaining read, and mas madadamdam nila ano yung ino-offer mo. They can really relate to, okay, this case study, ito yung nangyari, 10 million subscribers, but more importantly, he got $126,000 in sales without being a celebrity, something like that. So pag yun relatable, like I remember a study about an organization trying to solicit donation. Then they would create one advertising material talking about the statistics of like what happened in Africa versus one's ad that focuses just on one person, one child, the plight of that one child. And meron silang control ad. Then the story of that one kid got the most donations.
Mm.
So because it's a clear picture, it's something relatable, right? And maybe that is an approach that you might consider as well. And usually, pag nasa email list mo na sila, medyo mas malakas ng loob mo to do that because they said that they want to receive your email newsletter, and this is your world, diba? Your email list is your world. You dictate the rules. This is how I write. Take it or leave it, diba? You have to have that kind of mentality so that you can really hone down. Diba? So 20% will open it. Like say 1%, 1 to 2% will really be the people who will buy. So 1 to 2% na tao, they will actually make up, yung income mo dun will make up for the cost of all the non-buyers.
Better
So yeah, for the non-buyers. So parang you have to parang have your own presence. You don't have to be cocky, diba? It's just that this is my style, right? And if you feel that this communicates your work better, then yeah, test it out. Sa email kasi it's all about test. So you can always take what I say with a grain of salt, unless you can prove it to yourself, diba? It might not be the same for you, but those are the same principles that you already know. You can apply it here, and I think it's worth a test to see the engagement and the responses.
Whew.
All right.
Great.
I think yeah, we have 5 more minutes to go. One follow-up question sa sinabi ni Alan or anything to add sa sinabi ni Alan, and then we'll answer one question from the audience.
Sige,
Do you have a follow-up?
pwede po ba akong minute kayo, ano? Okay, ay sige na nga, next time na lang. I-PM ko na lang si Rona.
Pero may follow-up ka ba doon, Rona?
No, I mean, I missed that, I guess. The whole, nga naman, maganda rin kasi case study para they can identify themselves better with the situation. I guess for this, maybe my state of mind when I was doing this, I was trying to establish like maybe more credibility or something. I was making it maybe too general na. But then I was thinking kasi na parang, I'm gonna email blast it eh. Maybe it has to be general. Doon ako confused. Parang, kung case study tayo, pero iba-iba rin yung businesses na i-email ko, okay lang ba yun? Parang, if I case study, say, balik tayo sa bake shop, mag-case study ako sa isang mom and pop shop or like a bake shop. But then, is it advisable to just do several templates na lang of different case studies and then send those out to smaller groups instead of a general one like this that I can just send everyone in one go. So parang that's how I'm understanding it with
Right.
what you with me.
That would be the best case. Like if you can afford the resources and the time to customize that. Having said that, I think what a good workaround without like spending many man hours is focusing on the principles. So if this work for them, actually one of the best ways if you can find a myth that or a belief that they believe in. So for example, I guess just to give you a vivid example, recently I launched the course for my challenge, and I told them that one of the biggest mistakes that I did when I started out was calling myself a part-time entrepreneur. And funny enough, I was even proud to call myself part-time entrepreneur. But knowing what I know now, so that was kind of their belief, diba? That when you do this part-time as a side hustle, you're a part-time entrepreneur. Then what I would say is that without knowing it, subconsciously, I'm limiting my growth because I'm giving myself a built-in excuse. Like if I don't send the email today, I'm tired, I don't have time. And at the same time, by if you think about time is money, and we have part-time, then it equates to part money as well. So, so that's kind of the logic that we're moving. And part is always less than full. That gives us that less motivation, less effort, and more excuses, right? So what I told them, like, of course, even if you're doing this part-time, you consider yourself a full-time entrepreneur. Because if you think about it, if you're a CEO whose vacations 2 months a year in the Swiss Alps, and you have your like operations team do the business for you, and you still get the income, do we consider him less of an entrepreneur? No, I would even say that he's more of the entrepreneur because that's what we want, right? Control of our time without worrying about the money. So that's kind of how I took something that's their belief or a misconception or myth and turned it around, and that can give you that aha moment, and you can look for those myths, those beliefs. Like for example, with video, it's expensive, it's hard, it takes like an hour to do, etc. And you can flip that around by giving a case study, like of why it shouldn't take that long. And even the most successful ones are those na parang 1 minute lang na naglalakad ka sa PC, then ang ingay-ingay. Right? So, and give a case study that's your claim, this is the proof, then solid na, airtight. It's like you're a lawyer and you're giving closing argument, right? It has to have a logical sense, but you have to have proof in order to substantiate it. And if you can find those myths, those frustrations ng mga videographers, or hesitations ng business owners to do video, list them out, then find out how you can flip those around. And pag nag-get an email that addresses that, parang they feel nourished. Okay, that's a different way of thinking. And parang, they will more likely be enticed to take that call to action because
Ginalingan.
ang lalim nung hugot ng email mo.
So basically, being able to understand what are the common hesitations of people Or what
Right.
are the common misconceptions nga? Like a misconception na a bakery won't really benefit from video, or maybe people don't really wanna. Why would people be interested in finding out the story of my bake shop or how I make my baked goods? So
Right.
kind of addressing those things. Para lang there's a different way of finding common denominators kaysa sa kaysa sa kaysa sa mapagod din ako sa parang, oh my gosh, ang daming pwedeng case study.
Yeah. Actually, may pang-tip na rin ako dyan. Like, for example, why would this benefit me? In reality, everybody now is a publisher, right? Like, if you go to YouTube, you can see search chiropractor, and you'll get videos of people just getting their bones cracked, having 16 million views. You get people washing cars, getting 10 million views. So these are, brick and mortar businesses that are getting leads by documenting what they're doing, right? So they're not really doing anything special. It's just they're putting themselves out there.
Yes.
So that can be like a way for you to flip that kind of belief or misconception. So
Right.
yeah.
Curious,
Tapos guys,
follow up lang, Allen. Are you able to incorporate video in your email list also? Like, is there a way that you can also integrate it to your email?
How do we do that? I use that to like drive people to like video content, because you can't necessarily embed videos in your emails.
Right.
So sometimes the closest workaround I would use is like I would use this software called Giphy Capture, GIHY Capture. So it's kind of like, for example, our video. I could create a GIF and put that in my email, and it would show us moving, talking. Then I could say that, hey, check out this video.
I
Di
see,
ba?
I
Just
see.
to see it. So it's more of
Para
the way
video
it's how,
talaga,
right?
no? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Alright.
ayun. Astig.
Siguro yung ano na lang, parang yung follow-up to that as well. How would you, kasi example ni Rona for her video production house, parang what about yung example natin kanina pa, yung bakery naman? Ano yung mga pwedeng misconceptions na pwedeng i-answer ng email ng isang bake shop?
So, business to customer, no? For bake shop.
Yes. B2C.
So you're
Or
saying
medyo on the spot ka, kahit anong, let's say a small
Bakery
business.
pa rin, bakery.
Yung mga name. Sige,
Kasi-
bakery.
Nakakagutom.
Bake shop.
Kaya niya.
you mean as the owner, what will you
Yes,
send
yes.
to your list na ano?
Yes.
With consumers, kasi generally mga e-commerce, like mga physical goods, it's easy, it's shorter usually. Kasi compared to services or information products na hindi tangible, you kind of have to build a case. But with like physical, like food, with items, actually generally shorter yung emails because like even a sale lang, makaka-convert ka na eh. So it's exponentially easier for mga physical goods to sell them. So maganda siguro siya like with mga with launching new products. Yun yung magandang lagyan ng story because you're introducing them parang movie lang siya, di ba? Before the movie is shown, di ba makita mo lahat ng artista, lahat ng nasa talk show, nasa sumasayaw sa ASAP or something. Andun sila, it's like they're building up the interest to that launch. So if you have a new product launch, you can build up the interest by describing the story behind it, right? What's the ingredients that went into it. And para pag nag-launch ka, this day natin i-launch yung malunggay bread natin, may build up na, may desire na, no? Now with our existing lineup, maybe you have, like, I think Subway has this, di ba? Like every one day each week may discount yung isang type of bread nila, isang sub nila. So that's an easy way to have content for your emails, di ba? This day, this is like ham and cheese day, di ba? At this discount. Then below, these are our other offerings, right? So it's not as like physical goods. It's not as like the storytelling is still there, but generally it's shorter, and it's not as hard of a sell because yun nga, tangible siya.
Yeah.
Tapos pagkain siya eh. So may ano talaga. Tapos yun, like what Alan said, stories talaga will drive your sales much higher. And then, like for example, take the bakery ulit, like may bago kang product, diba? So of course, it's medyo a lot of people will think na yun nga, using COVID as a situation can be a downer. Pero if you make it fun, if you make people smile because of a product that you make maybe related to COVID, kasi you want to be able to mix yung mga trending topics din sa business mo so that you are relatable right now, you're relevant right now. So maybe if you're making a new bread or you have a new delivery, you could make like funny nicknames around it, like uh, announcing our COVID dulce de leche. You know,
Right.
mga kung ano
Yes.
ang mga naisip. Things
Sa
like
Europe,
that, man.
meron silang cake na tissue roll yung itsura. Kasi nagkakaubusan ng tissue, di ba? So they made a cake for that. So that's from
Or
show this
maybe
idea.
you can also tell a story on how you overcame yung challenges of getting the ingredients
Yeah.
for this particular cake, how you practice social distancing when making the cake. Kasi yun yung ano parang objections nila, malinis ba or safe
Mm.
ba bumili ng cake from this seller. So maybe ganun that's another way you can attack it.
Or you can even do a promo where you buy this cake, but they will also send another cake to a frontliner para ma-wire siya ng sugar para hindi naman ganun. Pero one point is, you could do something like that. Something with the cost na may sales ka pa din, but obviously you're also still helping. Kasi hindi naman kailangan maging sleazy porke nagbebenta ka in the time of COVID. Kasi you need that kind of traction pa rin for your business, but you're also helping then people like even one of my parang prospects right now. They're a photo and video store naman kasi sila Henry's. They actually did a sale then similar to Alan's na yung proceeds are going to PPE for a specific day. So yun, marami ding bibili. Wala siyang discount but literally yung proceeds ng mga gear ito-donate nila for PPE. So they're actually still kahit COVID, wala silang sales ng normal sales ngayon from the typical customer base, but it's a time for them to still build their brand, still build their engagement. So in the case of the bake shop then, kahit medyo mas mababa ang kita nun, who knows, magaling pala yung meron pala dun note na join our email list or ano parang they're actually building more and more names like share our content, share this COVID dulce de leche to your friends and maybe bibili din sila in the diba in the future. So it could go a whole variety of ways. So yun. Sobrang exciting Marv, parang kulang pa din talaga yung oras
Pero you don't want to take the time ng ating mga guests. So, well, thank you guys for sharing your knowledge. I think before we go, yung takeaways ng ating mga co-hosts, and then we'll ask Alan to share yung final message niya and if he has anything to how people can reach them, and then reach him, and he has anything to share or promote. So let's start with Ditas muna, your takeaways.
I had several net takeaways, and I was really enlightened by this. No, I can remember the lesson that you can actually integrate email marketing with social media marketing, and you do it side by side because it has its own. They have their own objectives. They have their own. May kanya-kanyang purpose yan. And that even for the benefit of the small and medium business owners, you can actually start one on your own. Just start small with your friends and with your followers, ask for their email addresses, and then it will start from there. And then what I learned also from Alan, which has proven to be very effective with me as a consumer, is the importance of the lead magnet and yung promo. Well, we call it promo, no? The offer, okay?
Right.
So if I'm going back to that case study of the bake shop owner, if I'm a bake shop owner, then I must invest on such attractive officers just to like hook them in first, and then very think up of very attractive content to sustain their attention. Those are the things that I learned a lot. Learned from this afternoon's discussion from Alan. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ditas. And Rona?
Dami sa akin. Pero I'll start with understanding the importance of why businesses have always like a fishbowl where they have business cards that you can drop in. As a kid, you always see that, right? Na parang, why do people bother collecting business cards from strangers? And now it's all coming together. Why it's so important to be collecting contacts, to be collecting, and always being conscious of your network. I think I really got to appreciate, and something I also want to remind myself from this session is really the importance of your contacts, even people from from a while back that you haven't gotten to email again or message again. It's really, really important to get in touch with them again, especially in this time. And nano lang ako na gumaan yung loob ko in terms of understanding really the purposes of the email list compared to the blog post, compared to the social media. Because I feel like for any person trying to do this right now, and for anyone especially new at doing this in the first place, it's definitely overwhelming na. And I feel like kanya-kanyang ano naman siya, kanya-kanyang medium, what you're comfortable with starting, I suppose, or how your style of writing can be. So, ayun ang ganda nung structure kanina sa storytelling na parang, nga naman, parang I just have to look at it in that lens na parang analogy, parang okay, nagagawa ko naman siya sa video, so nga naman, pwede ko naman siyang gawin ganitong style. Bakit hindi ko yun naisip? Para sobrang simple niya. Pero it's reminding yourself that you already know how to tell a story, but like maybe you're just not seeing how to translate it in other formats and understanding, why you're doing it. So they're really, really awesome session, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rona. Shoden? Nakamute ka yata. Nakamute.
Ayun. Actually, palagi naman ako nabublown away kapag nandyan si Alan. That's why I keep listening. Pero yung latest talaga na blown away ako was that kapag part-time ka, may part money lang. Like yung sinabi ni Alan ngayon. Although, hindi siya directly related sa talk ngayon, but it also it could be, like, if you think about it really hard, you have to, as a business owner, sa local, like, we want to save local, diba? And you have to think about all of your bases. So it feels like kung hindi ka talaga nag-go online, like what's happening right now with COVID, it feels like part-time business ka pa din if you're not covering that base, kasi that has effectively uncovered that weakness na marami pala tayong hindi pa online. So that makes you a part-time business owner pala if hindi mo siya inaayos before. So if you're a business right now and if you need help, that thing really drove it home, kasi nga isipin mo kung like ako, like fully offline ako, hindi ko pala siya, like mawawalan pala ako ng connection sa mga clients if hindi ko ginawa yung email. So yun, you have to be a parang full-time into this and integrate all of the solutions that are available right now na hindi rin naman sila mahal, hindi rin naman sila parang something that's out of reach technically. Like you can literally have somebody do it for you, like Ditas wants to do, or do it yourself, or learn from people like Alan. And yun nga pala, shout out sa isa rin sa mga biggest email marketers locally and international. Nandito si John Pagulayan sa call. He's actually nag-hi-hi siya kanina. Pero yun, si John and Alan, they have this course called UI, or Email Underground Intensive, where they teach not only people like freelancers like us, kami nila MARV, kami nila Alan, who work online, but also if you're your own business and you don't have the budget to hire somebody like an email full-time marketer, pwede mo rin siyang aralin. Like yun, kasi ako na magpo-promote kay Alan kasi I'm also inside of his group Inbox Society, pati Hit Send Get Paid. So, literally lahat ng sinasabi ni Alan coming out of his mouth, pwede mo siyang ilagay sa papel and you send it on your email list and kikita siya ng pera. So, isa akong parang
ibenta mo.
kasi for example, meron silang swipe files for how to generate cash in 4 quick yung fast cash email sequence. Like you can literally do that, just copy what they're saying. So I'm not going to parang explain it here, pero it's literally been done multiple times just by following what Alan and John is also teaching. So hindi siya joke, guys. Like it works in almost any market, like even in weird niches where ang isa naming friend nagbebenta siya ng CCNA or yung Cisco Systems Network Administrator na course. And kumikita siya ng actually several hundred thousands of pesos na with the teachings that John and Alan are doing. So, guys, if your business is not yet online at the moment, and if you're not doing emails yet, you should seriously start considering doing that. And if you want a place to learn, there's no further place to look for but Alan Ngo and yun, si John din Pagulayan. Grabe yung pitch, no?
Skill.
May masasabi ka ba, Alan?
Nako, thank you. So din parang lumabas, parang nag-uusap tayo. Thank you for that. Actually, wala na akong masabi, but actually ang plano ko is really to pwede na ako mag-screen share sandali, no?
Sure.
So if you want to connect with me, my site is digitalsolopreneur.com. Having said that, share ko ngayon. Having said that, what I actually want to share, guys, is actually when we talked earlier about nag-share ba siya?
Yan.
Yan. So actually when we talk about earlier when we raise funds for the PPA, so ito sana lang gusto ko lang promote. I'm not associated with this group, like I was just introduced to them. And yeah, if you do want to support yung pagbili ng PPA for our frontliners, so that's their Facebook page. You get the details there. I can type in bro dito sa private chat, no, yung link. You can post it there. So if you donate anything sa group nila, I just came up with this on the fly. Just email me sa alan@digitalsolopreneur.com and bigyan kita ng surprise gift. So kahit piso yan, 10 pesos, kung ano man. Just send me the proof of payment. Tapos I'll take care of you. Yeah, yun lang naman from me, bro.
Thank you again, Alan Ngo of digitalsolopreneur.com. And guys, sorry, medyo nag-overtime tayo, but I'm sure marami kayong natutunan. I'm very interested if na merong sanang bake shop na nanood sa atin or merong nagbibenta ng cakes.
Meron, bro, yung cakes.
They implement yung meron?
Si Shirley, set up na siya ng...
Kung meron pa nag-implement ng mga tinuro ni Alan today, yung mga shinare natin, I hope that you comment below and we'll see if it works and will help you if you need assistance. So just join our group. If you know somebody who has a cake shop or bakery or any small business, please share this.
Sa mga natin, madami.
Paki-share na lang to sa mahangroup.org.
Si Princess Hardjolin din, bro. Nag-implement na siya ng Google Business Listing.
Tingnan natin mamaya. Well, galing. All right, thank you. And sorry, nag-overtime tayo, but I hope that we're able to share something that you can implement kagad with your business. And that's it. Please keep safe, and we'll see you again next week. Bye. Peace.
Bye.